look at that. Good Sunday morning. In case you didn't know, I'm here to tell you that today is March 1st. And what a fun month it is. Look at this beautiful shot from our South Bank Tower camera. The river's looking nice, North Bank, so much going on today still. And we're starting to see some of those early morning clouds, the foggy conditions burn off. They did extend, oh, it looks like they might have just dropped it. Yes, they did. They extended the dense fog advisory for some of the counties until 10 o'clock, and now it's 10 o'clock, and so they dropped it. But taking a look at radar, not much to show you on the radar. Now that the clouds are starting to burn off, we're going to have a pretty nice day. So the visibility in miles, still registering 0 miles of visibility in Waycross. I think that will update here shortly. Airport's back at 7 this morning. From 7 to 9, it was literally 0 miles of visibility. You couldn't even see the terminal. So here it is now. Terminal back in view. I always watch for the tower. It's over here. If you can't see the lights blinking on the tower, you know you're socked in at the airport. And then look at the progress they've made on this parking garage. Actually, you know what? They took the crane down. I'm guessing this might be the end of the parking garage because that looks like the crane. And the crane has been up for months. So that's kind of a cool process. Thank you, Ian. Zooming in on the new parking garage at the airport. And yeah, that might be the end of it right there. That might be finishing it up and just adding a tremendous amount of parking spots to our airport. And yeah, oh yeah, this back here is all going to be that new Concourse B jutting out. So yeah, we can sit here and talk about the airport all day long as far as I'm concerned. But it's 56 degrees now, still mostly cloudy at the airport. That will burn off, winds out of the northeast at 8. But let's go out to the beaches. Look at all the people coming out and enjoying a Sunday morning, March 1st on the beach. Now, I love March because to me, it's a big transition month. Winter, you know, you're kind of like, go, we're done. Let's move into spring and allergy season and longer sunshiny days. And March is just packed. I mean, you have spring break. And as a kid, you grow up and you're like, yay, spring break, rah, rah. But for adults, you're kind of like, oh, boo, we don't get spring break anymore. Unless you have kids, and then you do have spring break kind of. Anyway, I digress. But look at how pretty it is out here at the beach. Moderate rip current risk, low. Water's still chilly. High tide, or low tide rather, just after 12 o'clock, like 12:45, I think. So plenty of sand to be had. And again, lots of people hanging out here. Beautiful at the beach in Jacksonville. So let's move a little south to the St. Augustine Beach from the Guy Harbor Resort camera. And, you know, people walking back and forth here on this little walkover and then heading out here on the beach. And they're just making a day of it. Why not? Because it is pretty. It's 60 degrees right now at the beach in St. Augustine, 59 in Jacksonville Beach, 56 at the airport, 61 in Orange Park, 64 in McClenny, 66 in Palatka, 57 in Brunswick. So we're getting on up and we'll be in the mid 70s by the time it all rolls away at the end of the day. But Futurecast, I wanted to show you as we go through the day and through the night. This is a backdoor front. It's not going to affect us at all. It's just going to pass on through. And then Monday at 11, we're going to have more sunny skies throughout the day on Monday. I wanted to show you a wider view, show you by Tuesday morning. We're still not going to have any rain in our forecast. Again, into Wednesday, we have about a 20 to 30% chance of rain back in the forecast. This is Thursday afternoon. So this might be the next opportunity for some good rain. But again, keep in mind, we're still in an extreme drought. Even with the rain that we had on Friday, we are still in an extreme drought. Yesterday was mostly on the cloudy side before it cleared out. But today, we're not going to have any rain in the forecast. Our clouds are going to really roll on out of here. We're going to be high with a gorgeous day. Get the grill ready. You know you've been itching to get back outside. Get the grill ready. Watch your sparks. Keep the grill off the grass, of course. 74 by 1 and 2, and even we'll see some mid to upper 70s across the area, mostly west of US 301, Clay County. You could spark off some upper 70s, as well as Palatka, Gainesville close to 80, Lake City close to 80 as we move more towards the west and I-75 corridor. Even southeast Georgia, you're going to be feeling the warmth today. It's going to be gorgeous. I can't wait to sit outside this afternoon, read my book with my big floppy hat on. And then high temperatures across the country, you know, as you get ready for spring break. Where are you going? I've been really wanting to get out to Sedona, but check out this temperature in Phoenix, 92. Seriously? Even Texas had some 90+ degree temperatures yesterday. California's looking warm. LA at 82. I don't even know if that's right. 84 in Vegas. Even Denver at 63. And we're still seeing some chilly temperatures. But for these folks, when it gets to 30 degrees in some of these places, that's when they're out sunbathing. I went to college in Colorado, and when it got to 30, we were literally outside with sunscreen. Well, we should have been wearing sunscreen back in the day, but anyhow, I digress yet again. 37 for New York today and 79 for Tampa. So all in all, pretty nice warm day across the area. And then temperatures will drop down into the 50-degree range as we move into the overnight hours. Tomorrow morning, again, foggy conditions are likely. So just keep that in mind as you're planning your Monday morning commute. All right, here's a cool thing that's happening this week. So we're in March. And March 3rd is Tuesday, and it's going to be a full moon. And in addition to a full moon, and it's called the worm moon, the full worm moon. And I tried to figure out, and I think it's an indigenous thing about when worms come out of the ground and the birds could feed on them. So I was like, I don't really know enough about that. But it's also the lunar eclipse. So I do know about that. And this is Tuesday morning. So usually we see the moon rise at night, but the eclipse part of the moon is when it's setting at like 6 in the 6 o'clock hour of the morning. And this is when the moon comes in contact with the Earth's shadow. So you're not going to need any special glasses for this, but what you are going to see when the moon is fully in the orbit of the Earth, you're going to see a nice cool ring around the moon. So we'll see a ring all the way around the moon, kind of like that. Around 6:44, I want to say, Tuesday morning. Now, meteorologist Chris Holtzman will talk a lot more about this coming up in the next several days, Monday, Tuesday, leading up to it into Tuesday morning. So I think he'll talk more about it tomorrow on this show right here at 11 o'clock on News4JAX Plus on Monday. So tune in for that. But leading up to it, we should have some pretty nice conditions, and just about everyone should be able to see that if you're up that early in the morning. So that's Tuesday. And then on Saturday, we have the Gate River Run. Okay, big, huge event here. It's one of the biggest 15Ks in the country. If you've never done it, highly recommend. It's a lot of fun. I'm not a runner, but I run, walk it. You stop. It's huge community involvement. It's a ton of fun. Highly recommend. You got to do it at least once in your lifetime. The Green Monster, yeah, it's just, you just walk up it if you're not a strong runner, and walk down it if your knees are like, yeah, I can't. But warming up at 7 a.m. on Saturday, it's going to be 63. So it's going to be kind of nice after a couple of 80-degree days leading up to it. And Saturday will be another 80-degree day once you get past the morning. But the run starts at 8 a.m. and it's going to be 66. So ready, set, run. It's pretty nice temperatures. You can't complain, honestly. It could be warmer. 70 by 9, though. So it's a 15K is 9.3 miles. So if you break it down, I think my time was like 1:45 at one point. So by 9 o'clock, it might be getting a little warm, but the winds will be out of the southeast. So not too breezy up on that Hart Bridge or Green Monster. And then, well, you have that on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we spring ahead. We go from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning. So most phones and devices kind of do it on their own now, but just mental check. At 2 a.m., it's really 3 a.m. And the high on Sunday, March 8th, right now is looking like it's also going to stay in that low 80 range. So quite nice. But what is also going to happen is this entire week, we are at 6:30 sunrises, just a little bit more every morning. And then boom, Sunday morning, 7:30 sunrise. So just heads up. It's going to get dark in the mornings again for a little while. And then as we inch our way towards June, then we have our summer solstice on June 21st, the longest day of the year where we have the most sunshine. So we're moving back towards that sunset later and later. And after Sunday, it stays lighter later, which I don't know anybody who doesn't complain about lighter later. But, okay. Here we have the next 7 days. And again, 80-degree days come back. Now, what could happen also Thursday and Friday, not necessarily at Jacksonville International Airport where we keep our official temperatures, but in Gainesville and Alma, Georgia, it's an opportunity. We might have some record-breaking temperatures Thursday and Friday. The records, I think in both spots I saw earlier, is 87. And so that could be inland temperatures really warming up. And the beaches, of course, will stay a little bit on the cooler side. Okay, folks, thanks so much for joining me on the Weather Authority Weekend Show. I hope you have a really great Sunday. Chris will be back this afternoon to give you all the latest updates for the rest of your Sunday and into the beginning of your week. Make it a great day.